The Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively drama that's going on right now got me thinking a lot about cancel culture and the entertainment industry as a whole. And don't worry if you don't know anything about the drama, I'm going to fill you in. But at the heart, it's all about perception, vibes, manipulation, and abuse of power. Hey, I'm Elijah, and welcome to another episode of So I've Been Thinking. So lately I've been thinking about this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni drama, and if you're not chronically online like I am, let me just quickly break it down for you. If you're not into drama, please bear with me. But if you are into drama, grab some popcorn, strap in, because it's kind of juicy, all right? So here's the drama. Basically, Justin Baldoni was making a movie adaptation of the book It Ends With Us. And then Blake Lively on the press tour started getting a lot of hate. Like a lot of hate. Hate was everywhere. Then she released a New York Times article calling Justin Baldoni a sexual predator. Everybody started hating on him, thought he was a terrible guy. And then he came out and said, whoa, wait, actually, she was the awful person. I'm innocent. It's not my fault that you were promoting this movie about domestic violence like it's a summer chick flick. This hate is all on you. And I'm not a sexual predator. You took it all out of context. He released a lawsuit online showing everybody the lies that were taken out of context and put them back into context. In that lawsuit, he also showed video proof that he wasn't being weird at all. And she was the bad person. She threw around Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds as her big balls on her penis to help her take over the movie. Okay, so that's the drama. I know I've been way too online recently because, oh my God, I didn't even have to look at my script. I knew that drama off the top of my head. I really need to stop scrolling and just focus on writing my comic books. Okay, let's talk about how this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation has got me thinking a lot lately. So the first thing I realized is that, like most things, the entertainment industry runs off how we allocate our money. And how do they do that? Well, they bring us vibes. They bring us good vibes. And if we like those vibes, then we spend our money and we gamble our time. In a sense, we're low-key gambling our time with our money based on vibes, how people present themselves, how people market their movies, which is very interesting because that just means the entertainment industry runs purely off vibes. And I think that's kind of funny, okay? If the marketing and trailer vibes aren't good, you're not spending money on that product. But if they are good, you bet your bottom dollar that you will be spending your money. There's actual studies that have proved that marketing that elicits above average emotional responses increase sales by 25%, which means when you make people feel something and the vibes are good, people buy more. But not only is marketing vibes important, but people vibes are important too. For example, you might not like the movie idea, but the actor behind it interests you, so you put your money where your dollars is because you like that person. That's why actors make millions of dollars, because studios are leveraging off their perception and their vibes to make more money. And this all connects with cancel culture because we're not selling products, we're selling vibes. And not only are we selling vibes, we're selling identities and emotions. The people that we identify as, we go and support. People tend to attach themselves to actors, artists, and people in general just based on how they make us feel. That's why cancel culture to me has always felt so personal, because we see these figures who are canceled as a reflection of ourselves or the reflection of the worst of us. So after I realized the entertainment industry was basically all marketing and that marketing runs off vibes, it made me realize that cancel culture was completely inevitable thanks to the internet. Because without that broad reach and scale, it would never be what it is today. Before the internet, you only heard of celebrity drama through tabloids and the news cycle. And oftentimes those media narratives were controlled by PR companies, the news, and Hollywood elites with money to throw around. But the internet came and it changed everything. Now we're all so connected all the time and we have all this information at our fingertips. We all now form judgments quicker, which means the vibes can change very violently. And even more so because of the internet, now there are a lot of people who have their hands in the pot shifting the vibes. It's not just the quote unquote elites anymore who can change the narrative. Because of the internet, narrative perception and control has been decentralized to the people. We all somehow became not only observers, but judge, jury, and even some of us lawyers. The lawyers are now the YouTubers and TikTokers who report on the drama as it unfolds, shaping our opinions as we are the jury. And then we judge with our dollars and words online, which in turn also makes us the lawyers. We're shifting the vibes as we talk and tweet and text and post videos. And if you really want to be really dramatic, we're also like the executioners, because we can just like kill somebody with the power of our dollars. We stop giving them money, they stop having power, and they stop making things. With our dollar power, we can kill movies, careers, and even major franchises. Like, for example, when Blake Lively said this guy was a sexual pred, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna support anything this guy is doing. Then the internet people reported on how she was a liar, shifted the blame back to her. And now I don't like her or Ryan Reynolds, and I never thought I would be in this position. Because the internet coverage made it look like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were kicking a dog pool when it was down. Deadpool reference for you guys. See what I did there? So to recap a little bit, we control the narrative now, the people. We have the power to sentence people, and not only us, but the external perceptions, including influencers and friends, can help shape that view. That's where we are now. That is what cancel culture is now. It's all about us judging and deciding if we're going to support these people or not anymore. Which made me start to think about redemption, the future of cancel culture, and what comes after. I mean, what is cancel culture anymore? And I also thought there was a really scary symptom that this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation revealed to me. First of all, I want to say it's probably possible to recover from being quote-unquote canceled, because if the public can be swayed and the vibes are shifted back into a net positive, like the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case, he was canceled, but then she was crazy, and now he's back to making millions. Which makes me realize cancel culture isn't really cancel culture anymore. It's now more about public backlash that forces accountability or slightly pushes someone out of their spotlight. I think we should stop calling it cancel culture and being canceled, because it's really like getting put in timeout now. Unless you do something really bad, then you're in timeout for a really long time in a jail cell. I think cancel culture or timeout time is that it only has as much power as you or we give it, because companies are kind of resisting the audience cancel culture way more than they used to, showing that just outrage itself doesn't really have power in the sense that it used to. For example, like Dave Chappelle put himself in a negative spotlight over and over and over again, but Netflix continues to platform him still. And whether you agree with his views or not, I don't really care. But I just wanted to show you that companies are pushing back to backlash. And I think they will always push back, and they will start to push back more unless it affects their bottom line. Because sometimes bad press can be good press. I think the scariest thing about the Blake Lively and Justin drama, it taught me that rich and powerful people can weaponize vibes against other people. And that is extremely terrifying. We could be manipulated by the influencers and news just because somebody is rich enough to do so. And thankfully, Justin is in a position of power to be able to fight back. Imagine if he didn't have the backing of like a billionaire. And I don't know what the antidote to that is, to money and power. There really isn't none. The only thing that we can really do is like have some reflection. I think that reflection comes to realizing how we have changed our sense of justice. For a long time, it was innocent until proven guilty, but lately we switched to more of a guilty until proven innocent stance to justice. And I think that has something to do with, always believe the victim, which we should totally always do. But when the courts decide they are a victim and not leaving it up to us to decide, I don't know if that's 100% of a right thing to say. And it's a very nuanced take, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to get across. Simply put, I think we just need to remember to hear people out and listen to both sides of the story before we jump to conclusions, which is so hard to do nowadays because how news sites and influencers monetize is based off of reactionary content. This is content that gets put out there before all the facts come to light. It's like trying to solve a puzzle when you don't have the picture and you're just given handfuls of puzzle pieces at a time. You wouldn't do that. Right? I hope not. I want you to think about that, because the people who don't have the money and the power to fight back could be silenced and their careers and lives ruined. maybe you can come back with some luck, but you'll always be tainted by the thought of, but I heard one bad thing about that guy, even though it may not or may not be true. Who knows? So before you grab your pitchforks and your torches, make sure you take a step back, gather all the information, and if you're going to judge somebody, make sure you're judging the right person. So that's what I've been thinking about. What did you think about my thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're into comic books, check out my comic books that I make, heycomics.com. Okay, goodbye now.